What is up, guys? Welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to be looking at Rhino and/or Rhino Prime. So, what we're going to start off by doing is, I'm going to say that this is a build for all of his abilities, and pretty soon there will be a build that's coming on this channel, which will be just for Iron Skin. And with that build, it will make Rhino pretty much invincible, and thanks to one of my clanmates for finding out that build for me and sharing it with me. So to start off with this build, we're going to tell about the abilities and, you know, how the mods that I have on my build affects them. So the first ability charges your Rhino forward, and this deals damage to any opponents that it comes into contact with, as well as it gets affected by mods on how far it goes. But this isn't really one of his best abilities, so we're not really going to be focusing on that. As you can see, I'm just spamming the last ability of his at the minute, and seems to be going quite well at the minute. I mean, I'm only using a sword at the same time, so obviously if I was using something a bit more effective, it would go even better. But with the build I'm currently using on my Rhino, which isn't being showcased in this video, the strength on it will actually affect the amount of damage Iron Skin can absorb, as well as for the first 4 seconds of Iron Skin, when you activate it, any enemy incoming fire will be added onto the health of the Iron Skin for the rest of the duration of the ability. So this is one of the main features of the build that's going to be coming on here soon, but for now, just the strength is going to affect that. His next ability is called Roar. This, when activated, gives your teammates a buff to their weapons and increases damage output. And yourself. So what I was generally doing was going near my teammates, and just keeping this up constantly, which was kind of hard to do because for some reason when I was looking at my Rhino build, the game had decided to take all of my mods off, but luckily, I had a very competent team behind me. So with the last ability, this launches enemies into the air for a specific duration, making them a lot easier to kill, and they stay there for the duration unless something brings them down. So like an Oberon or something like that might bring them down. And this is really useful. This can be used in raids as a crowd control. It's in fact one of the best crowd controls in raids at the minute, because you can just spam it constantly. And as you can see, Roar there, it's buffing my teammates' damage within a range. But yeah, with the build that I'm going to be having on it, it's really going to focus on Roar and final ability, which launches opponents into the air, Rhino Stomp. So what we're going to have on this build is we're going to have a basic vitality, just in case we take any procs or whatever, we won't instantly die, like poison or anything, because Rhino can be quite good against Infested. However, as you guys probably know, anything against Infested can be taken down by Toxin pretty easy. So I like to run vitality on here, although when you do have Iron Skin on, you can't be damaged by procs anyway, so you could probably change this out for any other mod. But I like to have it on there. Granted, if you didn't want it on there, you could switch it out for a Constitution or something like that to increase duration, because that's the only thing that could really be increased on this build, considering we're going to have max efficiency, max range, and then quite a bit of strength. So getting onto the build then, we have Corrosive Projection and Vitality. This is to add health and to take away enemy armor. We then have Overextended and Stretch. This is to increase the range of our abilities. However, you could take off Overextended and put in a Constitution or a Blind Rage, something like that in there. Then we have Streamlined, Fleeting, and Prime Flow. This is so we can spam the abilities, so they cost less and stuff like that. And then we have Power Drift, obviously, for a bit more damage in there. And then, because the Transient Fortitude and the Fleeting Expertise take away the duration, we then have to counteract it with the Prime Continuity. But even with that, it only goes up to 78%. But either way, that's about it, and see you guys next time.